Welcome, everyone. Thanks for your patience as we got started. Admittedly, technical issues. So we're glad that you're here to join us for the Call for Proposals informational session for the 2026 National Summit on Volunteer Engagement. So I'll pass it off to you, Nicole, to get us started.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So for today's agenda, we're going to talk about who Alive is. We're going to do an overview of Call for Proposal webpage. We're going to walk through the online proposal form, and then we'll do a live Q&A. And this is being recorded. So any questions and anything that people might have, we're going to record it and put it on the Summit webpage so that people can go back and refer to later. Okay, so who is Alive? Alive was formed in 2009 and it unites volunteer engagement professionals in 47 states, the District of Columbia, and across the world. Our members represent more than 550 organizations and 250,000 volunteers, making Alive one of America's largest networks for volunteer engagement professionals. At the end of the day, basically what it is, we are here to empower leaders and elevate volunteerism. We are here to make sure that leaders and volunteers feel connected, empowered, and supported, and that is why we exist. So our mission is to enhance and sustain the spirit of volunteering by fostering collaboration, networking, promoting professional development, and providing advocacy for leaders and community. And the vision is to be the essential professional resource and advocate for those who engage, motivate, celebrate volunteers and their vital contributions to our society. Long story short, our vision is if you manage or lead volunteers in any way, shape, or form, you should know who Alive is. Period. You may not use us, but we want our names. We want the name of Alive to become synonymous with volunteer engagement. So we are at 1,000 members. And we kind of just talked about this. So this is just more like a visual of what that is. So I won't repeat it since we just read it a second ago. So we are the nation's #1 destination solely focused to support, specifically to support volunteer engagement professionals. We have an active working board and really engaged membership, which we are very, very excited about. We're the sole source of some of the field's leading resources, including Service Enterprise and IJOVA, which is the International Journal of Volunteer Administration. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ali. He's going to walk you through a little bit more of the proposal process, but we're just so excited and so glad that you all are here and to learn about this. I mean, this is like that first step where like, it's happening. And we're glad that you are here to be a part of it. And so I'm going to turn it over to Ali.
Thanks, Nicole, and thank you so much for being here to kick off the call. Hi, everyone. In case we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Ali Zul. I'm a CVA. I am a member of Alive. I'm on probably too many committees, but I enjoy every one of them. And I am, oh, go ahead, Nicole.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting. I was like, before you were done, I wanted to wait until you're done. But you were also named and listed in Galaxy Digital's one of top 25 volunteer engagement manager voices. So
Yes, thank
congratulations
you.
to that. Just in case, you forgot to mention it, I wanted to make sure
Yes,
people.
thank you. Thank you, Galaxy Digital. And I also have the distinct pleasure of serving as the program chair for the National Summit that will be held next year. And quick shout out to Carol Ayers, who's also on the call with us, doing some letting in of folks from the waiting room. Carol is part of the program committee as well. So a brief overview about the National Summit. It's going to bring together nonprofit, government, and corporate leaders in volunteer engagement to ignite innovation, strengthen leadership, and foster collaboration. The dates are March 18th to 20th, 2000 and 26, which feels very weird to say, even though it's July, and we'll be in Sacramento, California. We are expecting 300 attendees approximately, and this will be an in-person only event. There will be no virtual participation. Attendees lead volunteer programs that collectively support more than 250,000 volunteers nationwide. And again, this will be an in-person gathering with lots of different breakout sessions, large group sessions, intentional networking, and really what we're looking for is how to leverage this in-person opportunity and how can we take it to the next level since this is an in-person opportunity compared to a live's virtual offerings. So, who will attend? We'll have volunteer engagement professionals, nonprofit and community leaders, including executive directors and other executives, perhaps CSR or corporate social responsibility program manager, officials, civic engagement officers that are in local and state governments, academics, researchers, and then technology and service providers. So again, this slide has a little bit more of the details. I'll skip to the outcomes part where we're really looking to host networking with other professionals, share strategies to advance organizational missions by strategically engaging volunteers, exploring the expertise and knowledge of leaders of volunteers and volunteer engagement professionals. As a fellow volunteer engagement professional, there is a ton of expertise in our fellow colleagues that we're really looking to leverage at this national summit. Looking for folks to build skills, knowledge, and tools for those working with volunteers and in the service field, and then discussing the issues of importance to the field of engagement. This can include advocacy for yourself as a professional, advocacy for the field at large, lots of different opportunities. So to jump into what a successful session proposal will look like, our summit program committee is very interested in reviewing proposals featuring a variety of formats and engagements. And for your knowledge, the breakout sessions must be presented live in person, and each block will be 75 minutes long. So sessions can have interactive portions. They can have different materials. They can get folks up and moving. They can, be lots of different things. We're really looking for sessions that have not necessarily been presented recently or things that are leveraging the unique in-person style of this conference compared to a virtual offering. Then we're looking for things that would be applicable across a variety of fields. Alive serves more than 25 industries, including education, human services, healthcare, government, cultural organizations, just to name a few. And then looking for ideas that are replicable at different budgetary means and constraints. And then again, the main thing I hope that you take away from this is that we're really looking to take advantage of the in-person nature of the conference. If you're not familiar with Alive does an extraordinary job of offering virtual engagements. And so again, kind of taking this to a different level with the in-person nature of the summit. Successful presenters. We highly encourage presenters of all experience levels to submit breakout session proposals, whether this would be your first time presenting in a group of colleagues or your 70th. We would love to see a proposal from both sides of that spectrum and everyone in between. Successful presenters will be passionate about the material they're sharing, aware of the diverse audience in which they are presenting to, respectful of attendee time and knowledge level, and comfortable and experienced with presenting to in-person attendees as we anticipate 30 to 60 attendees per breakout session. We are excited to offer a speaker fee of $200 per workshop, and the lead presenter will note the intention to accept or decline the speaker fee in the proposal process. I will walk you all through the online form to show you where you'll mark. And then after submission, we won't allow any changes to the speaker fee selection unless you're moving from accepted to declined. And again, just to reiterate, the fee is per workshop. So if you have 3 presenters, you all have to determine how you will split the $200 fee. If you have 2, same thing. So just again, just to reiterate, it's per workshop. And then all accepted workshops will be offered up to 1 complimentary registration for the summit. All additional speakers and co-presenters will be required to register for the summit as well, but will receive a discounted rate. And I don't know if we said this or not, but I know Nicole mentioned that this is being recorded. You'll also have access to the slides as well. And all of this information is on the webpage. Some important things about submitting a proposal. Submissions are due by August 5th. Anytime August 5th, I think the form closes at midnight. It might be Eastern time. And they must be submitted via the online form, which I'll show you all here in a few minutes. We will notify presenters of selection by September 12th. An individual may propose up to 3 sessions for consideration. All of the fields in the proposal submission form are listed on our webpage, so you do have access to the information that we will be requesting in the proposal before you open the online form. And then this, just so you are aware, the submission system does allow for a submission to be saved and then come back to if you can't finish your submission in one sitting. And then you're welcome to reach out to me via email with any questions regarding the call for proposals, and I'll make sure that you all have my email in the chat here in just a few minutes. So to walk you all through the online form, I'm going to switch my screen shares over to a different window. Carol, can you see the the window in like an appropriate manner? I think so. Let me know if it's wonky, someone, please. You can see a web page, hopefully. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Heather. So on the Alive's website, on the Summit webpage, which there's the link in the chat, you'll scroll down to call for proposals and you'll hit learn more and submit. And again, this web page has all of the information that I just went over, plus some additional information for you. Listing out like different session formats that our committee brainstormed. And then just as sort of for your information, our program committee is very interested in reviewing breakout session proposals that are geared towards a more intermediate or advanced volunteer engagement professional, as we recognize that that is oftentimes something that is missing from other in-person engagement opportunities and conferences. So we recognize that there's a lot of volunteer manager 101s or certificates that folks can get with some of the basics. We're really interested in looking at how our colleagues in the field will look to leverage this opportunity to present on topics that are for a more intermediate, advanced expert in the field. So sorry for the scrolling, but just to scroll down. So again, we went over successful presenters and the speaker fee. And again, you'll submit your proposal right here at this link. Here is the link in the chat though. We went over important dates because you're here at our informational session, so thank you. Then as you scroll down towards the bottom half of this web page, there's a different section titled Submission Form Fields Template. This has all of the information that the online form will ask you for. So you can view this here. It goes all the way through, like you'll select your session type, all of these details. But to show you all a better example, I'm going to just walk you through submitting a test proposal. So I have already submitted a test proposal. That's why this access existing proposal is here. And so you are able to view your prior submissions. You aren't able to edit the submission after you hit submit, but you can still view it. If you notice any changes that you need to make, you can just email me. So you'll hit submit new proposal, and then that will you'll have to log in to the Alive website. So if you're a member of Alive, you'll just use your member login. If you're not a member of Alive, it will prompt you to create an account on the back end of our database system. So then to walk through, again, the online form has all of the information that is on the web page as well. So we want to make sure that folks have access to the information in a way that is how you're looking for it. So feel free to find the information in a variety of places and what works best for you. So here you'll see all of your personal information, your email address. If you have a co-presenter, you'll do that here by clicking Add Co-Presenter 1. You'll need to enter all of their information that at least has all the asterisks by it, and then hit Submit at the bottom. So save and continue. Oh, I forgot about that part. So testing. And then there's my phone number. So hello to the recording. And then next you'll get to session topic and proposal type. Here you'll select your session type. So is it a traditional workshop? Or is it an advanced salon? Are you proposing an experiential learning opportunity in the Sacramento area? So you have a panel discussion. And if you don't see exactly what you're looking for, feel free to email me and I'll ask you to select the one you think is best, but then you're welcome to email me the additional information about it. On the details section, you will indicate your intended audience. So whether it's geared towards early careers, which is 0 to 2 years of experience, emerging leaders, 3 to 6 years, exemplary leaders, 7 to 10 years of experience, or experts. And so you'll just enter in this field like it's exemplary leaders. And I'm bad at spelling anyways. Exemplary leaders. We will ask if you have submitted or have presented this particular session that you are proposing before. So if it's yes, then you check the box. If it's no, then you leave the box blank. And then if you have presented it, just where have you presented it? So you could write like an Alive Academy, Points of Light, local association, conference, etc. Then you'll enter in your speaking experience or your presenting experience. I've done Alive's presenter boot camp, so you could write that there. Just anything that you'd like to note as far as previous experience, and we have some prompts here. Are you a member of Alive? So if you are, please check the box to indicate yes. Otherwise, leave the box unchecked to indicate no. We have a specific call out to presenter bootcamp. So again, if you've completed, please indicate yes by clicking the box. Otherwise, leave it unchecked to indicate no. And then of importance, here is the question around speaker fee payment. So if you check the box, we will have the understanding that you will be collecting the $200 speaker fee. If you leave the box not checked, that indicates that you will not be seeking the $200 speaker fee per workshop. You'll hit save and continue, and then comes where your session proposal materials are. So please provide your title. So test for webinar. Please try to keep your titles condensed. That way for our materials for the summit doesn't have, an exorbitantly long title. And then you'll provide a summary of no more than 100 words. This will appear in the program, in the app. So again, a short summary similar to what you would see in other programs. Then on the next field, you'll do a full session description. This is where we'd like to know everything that you know about your session. So, what will you cover? What methods are you going to use? Is there an activity? Is there reflection? Explain why people would want to come to your session. What are you hoping that attendees get out of the session? What are your takeaways? And then one of the really important questions, I think, is to describe how this unique nature of being in person in Sacramento for the summit, will be leveraged during your session. So you'll input your longer full session description here. You have up to 600 words. We are asking for a headshot to be submitted that we can use for promotional use, again, on a web page, that type of thing. In this additional area of submit proposal files, if you have a co-presenter and you have access to their headshot, please upload that there. It won't let me submit without putting in a wonder if I can just do that. Perfect. So then you'll have the opportunity to review and submit. Again, your personal information, and then all of the fields that you submitted, and then you'll hit confirm and submit. And then there is your confirmation. And then I, as the program chair, get an email that you submitted it, and then you have nothing else to do until our committee has had time to review the proposals. What questions do folks here on the call have that I can answer? You're welcome to unmute or put them in the chat.
Hi,
Hi,
Allie, is that how
Allie.
you pronounce
Sorry.
it?
Oh,
Oh,
hi, Robin. Go ahead. Yes, Allie.
okay, two questions.
Sure.
How many presenters are you anticipating?
That's a good question. Um, I know that I've made an estimate, but I don't remember what the estimate is off the top of my head.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. And then what kind of presentations have worked well in the past? Just maybe like a couple.
Sure. So this is something we did not mention at the beginning of the call. This will be the first time that Alive has hosted a in-person summit in a
Oh,
while.
okay.
Someone who's been around maybe longer than I have. The last time that I'm aware of that there was kind of like an in-person, a live adjacent meeting was back in 2017. So this is a kind of a trailblazing opportunity for us.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Sorry to not be more helpful.
That's okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Lisa, did you have a question?
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I was putting my headphones on, so I did not hear Robin initially, so I do apologize. I guess I was just curious a little bit more about the session formats, because
Sure.
obviously I would say I'm more familiar, I guess, with a traditional workshop, but there are some things like an affinity group or a community of practice that kind of seem like what would somebody be preparing for that
Sure.
in order to write up like a proposal because you're not really doing a presentation in either of those,
Yeah.
or are you? So I guess I was curious to know outside of the descriptions of the session format on the website, if there was going to be any more information about those session formats or a little bit more of examples here in this presentation today.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. And I'll take that back to committee about maybe making a more formal, like written up description. But just off the cuff here for you to answer your question and for the recording, for example, for like affinity groups and communities of practice, I think many times those things are like more facilitated conversations. So perhaps someone who was interested in submitting breakout session proposal for that could pose like questions that they're interested in workshopping with the group, or you know, what they're holding space for. We were very intentional around the name of the proposal, which is breakout session proposal, as we don't anticipate all of the sessions that are being offered each time to be like a workshop or a panel discussion. We're very open to hosting different types of learning and networking engagements during breakout times as well. So I can, Lisa, to more directly and concisely answer your question, I will work on getting like a response to like what are things we would be looking for communities of practice and or affinity group proposals. But open to, I feel like that would be at least as reviewers, we would be open to what folks are suggesting, rather than them feeling like to propose a community of practice, you have to like check this box and check this box and check this box. So very open to what folks feel is wanted and needed in this context. Other questions from the group? Okay, well, I'll type my email in the chat and while folks think if they have any final questions. Otherwise, so there it is, and it's also on the website a few times. And if you're a member, you can look me up in the member section. But thank you very much for joining. If you're watching the recording, thank you. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, and we'll see you all. Oh, there, for the sake of the recording, there's my email address. So we'll see you all again soon. Thank you very much.